if you could describe Michigan CFO Associates and what you're about, what would that description of your company be?
Well, it's really, there's a couple different ways. One thing I tell people is it's filling the gap between the bookkeeper and the CPA, because particularly with small businesses, they have a bookkeeper or an accountant or someone inside who does transactional work, AR, AP, payroll, those types of things, and make sure the books and records are in order. Okay, and then they have a CPA who typically does tax work, may do an audit for them or a review. And in the middle there is a big area of knowledge and importance that isn't getting addressed, and again, particularly in smaller companies, where a controller or a CFO would do that analysis and strategic thinking for the business owner and help them to make better decisions. So really the concept is to bring that expertise down to the smaller companies on an as-needed basis. A lot of people are familiar with the concept of fractional ownership of things, like you see NetJets, you can be the owner of a private jet, a fraction of it. And this is a similar concept where you have fractional employment of a higher level financial person.
Meaning that they can just use you a few hours a week or a few hours a month or something like that.
Right, we try to set it up so there's some consistency to it. You know, typically on the lower end it might be 1 or 2 days a month, and on the higher end it might be 4 to 6 days a month. But in order to add some value, we have to be familiar with what's going on in the company and keeping up with, you know, sales trends and cost trends and those sorts of things.
Because in that area that you're dealing with, which is between, like you said, the transactional and then like the tax or audit work, you're looking at the metrics that underlie the whole operation of the business. So what's going on, what's going up, what's going down, what are the variances, what do they mean? You know, why aren't you meeting, you know, your planned or your forecasted results?
Absolutely. All of that, and also a big part of it, after we get sort of the numbers in order and we put together a process and a routine for the company every month, and that may include something for the internal people and then something that we sit with the owner and talk through. It's also just being a sounding board for different decisions that the owner has to make, whether it's if they're investing in a new piece of equipment and they don't know how to finance it, or if they even should invest in it in the first place. They might need a new line of credit and need help with financing packages for different banks. So it's really, there's getting the numbers in order, and then there's side decisions that a CFO or a controller would typically be involved in.